Noise in the area. Let me put my earpiece on. Maybe it will prevent noise from it. Right. Wow. I put the earpiece on and there is no sound outside. Nice. Exactly. There is literally no job that is easy. I have done like literally hi and I'll how are you? I am doing great. Just surviving. Surviving life. So I just thought to yeah. I just thought about sharing my career path. I would not really call them careers, but all the roles, all the jobs that I have done to earn money from like a very young age. I was like, let's just talk about that and see if there is any such position that is easy. So I would say my first job was when I was 8 years old. Why do I 8 years is a very young age, but I consider everything where someone earns money as a job. So the first my first job was cleaning cars. So when relatives came to my house, I offered to wash their cars or their cycles or their motorcycles just to earn money, pocket money for to spend on school or buy my favorite snacks or anything I wanted to buy. So that was my first job. I was the car washing child. Lunch break. Nice. What time is it over there? Here it is. Wait, sorry. Yeah, it is here. 18:38. So almost 7 p.m. 6:30 p.m. Hello, Kwon. I am also taking a break from my job. My job is it does not really require any specific break times. I just have I just have to do the deadlines for the day. Once I reach my specific challenge or specific task that I have to complete in a day, then I am free. But I have taken a break because it's so tiring. Having a job is so tiring, I swear, but I would not be able to survive without it. I need it. I need my job hard. Oh, well, and till what time do you work? Hi, Simple Paridi. How are you? So my first job was I was washing cars. Any vehicle of relatives that came over to my house, I would wash their cars and earn pocket money. That was my first job. I considered the job. I was 8 years old because I was earning money. So anything what that makes you earn money is considered a job for me. My second job, that was my actual job. That was my first part-time job when I was 12 year old. I was working at a store. A store. These kind of stores they give their company's names at school so that students can take the opportunity and earn vacation money. So it was like a vacation job where I was selling educational stuff like books, uniforms, pens, pencils, those kind of things. That was my second job when I was 12 year old, and I was doing the job of my age constantly. Whenever that was a routine for me. Whenever someone came, I offered to wash their car, and I earned money. Yeah, just to earn my pocket money because my parents taught me from a very young age that nothing is free. So and when they send me to the shop to get something like cold drinks or anything they wanted, then I would also say I would not do that for free. You would have to pay me because I would have to walk in the sun, burn my skin. It was very tiring. It was walking like almost 20 minutes walking from my house to the shop. So I was like, I will not do it for free. So even that was something which what I earned money. So going to the store was also, I think I was a delivery child. I thank my parents for that kind of teaching to do nothing for free so that adults can learn a lesson to not use children as slaves. So yeah, that was also something where I earned money going to the store. I loved it. I loved it. I will not lie. Yeah, yeah. Even going to the store had a fee. And if you would send me to a farther store because you would tell me you will not find it at this store, you would have to go to another store. So I was like, okay, then I will charge double for that because I will have to do the double walking. So most of them, what they did, they came with their stuff to the house. They started to learn the lesson that when we will send a child of this house to the store, we will have to pay them. So they brought their cold drinks and everything because it was so irritating. They came and literally within 5 minutes they were like, go and buy cold drinks. I mean, you just came from somewhere to our house. You have passed so many stores. You could have bought the cold drink and bring it with you along. But you just came here and you just want to send us to go now. So we started to ask for fees. We'll go, but you will have to pay us. So that was fun. Going to the store to earn money and washing cars, any vehicle to earn money. That was my first job I did as a child to earn money. And yeah, as I said, my real job where I was basically hired was as a, where are the robots? It would have been done already. Well, I think in my childhood the children were the robots. You could tell them do anything and they would do it. Scratch my back, massage, come walk on my back, fetch the TV remote, go and get me a glass of water. I think children were the robots in the past. Now we are developing the robots. My second job was basically working in the stores, sales. I was 12 year old and stores often gave their names to schools where we went, where they asked to send a list of students who were ready to work, who want to work as vacation jobbers. So I offered my name, and then they connected with us, and I was working in sales. I was selling uniforms, exercise books, all those stuff. I did that every vacation. So whenever the teacher say, can I have the names of the students who will work this vacation? I was like, you don't have to ask that. Put my name every time. So that was one. It was my second job where I earned money. Every vacation I had a job that was something that was permanent, and I was so good at my job that even the before even that the teachers would ask, I would have already got a call from the companies to join for the vacation. Yeah, and I did. Yeah, you did. I mean, even you have done it. Told your nieces, your cousins to go fetch my water for me. Can you pick that up? Can you bring my bag? Can you bring my wallet? We were robots. Whatever we were told, we had to do it. And we did it innocently, without thinking that it was a kind of, task, without realizing that we were treated as slaves. Yeah, sales. I call it sales, but it was more like a vacation job where I had to sell stores items for the next school year. And I got money, and I also got my uniform and a bag full of a packed-in bag with all the pencils, everything that I needed as as payment, like money aside and a bag and uniform. It was a win-win situation. So I didn't have to worry that I had to buy school stuff for the upcoming year. I got them from my job. The obviously the salary was low. I mean, we are students who are just taking the gig, so it's low, but it was worth. It was a great opportunity at that age. And my third job was age, because I kept getting this kind of gigs amplification. I also worked at a optician center where I sold glasses. That was also one of my vacation job, but I counted in the second job, because amplification I had to work in different kind of stores, the ones that called me. And my third job was as I was 16 years old, 16, and it was a part-time job that I had to do after high school. I was in high school, and after school and in the weekends, I had to work there, because yeah, I had lost both my parents, so I had to do something serious. So that was a part-time job, a permanent part-time job that I did after school. So I would not call it yeah, it was a part-time job. Yeah, it was not full-time. But I did work 6 hours after school, after sitting 6 to 8 hours at school, and then I had to get at home, wash myself, eat my lunch, and then cycle back to work or walk back to work. It was tiring. I was basically a cleaner. I did housekeeping at the age of 16 years. So I also did the house. I worked in an apartment, and I had to clean almost 12, 12 rooms per day. Yeah. So I also joined the housekeeping, and the salary was very low, very low. I was, you can say, exploded. So after 2 months of working, I was like, nah, this will not work. So I dropped that. That was like the first job that made me realize what exploitation means of employees. So I dropped that after working 2 months. And then we go to my fourth job. That was a job that I did longer. I think 1 or 2 years. I worked as a fuel, like the service you get at a service station. I worked at the service station. I was fueling cars. So there I did two kinds of shifts. I fueled car outside, and sometimes I worked in the shop. So it was all rounder. Depends on in what the roster I was put in. Life was hard. When you lose your parents at the age of 13 years, you have to do it. It's a necessity. You have to tighten your belt and take your hands out of the cuffs and work. It was needed. So yeah, I think it just depends on the situation. If you had parents who could take care of you at that age, that is also amazing, very amazing. But others who don't have parents, they have to do this kind of things. Hello, how are you? Yes, so that was my fourth job, right? Working as a tanker. We called it other tankers because we were fueling the cars. We were working with the tanks, right? We called it other tankers. So that was one of the jobs. It was also night shift after after college, after the university. I at night I worked there, and at weekends I did the morning shift. Hi Emma, how are you? Okay, and what was my yeah yeah those four jobs were the jobs that I hated, but I had to do. I don't know if you are a student or if you had or you did any jobs. Tell me what your most hated roles were, like position in your life. What job that you did because you had no other choice, because you needed the money. I'm excited to hear that, Ima. Yeah, and after university, after 3 years, I stopped it 17 or 18 years to do any job because I needed to graduate. I needed my bachelor degree. So I was like, I'll just stop working. I have earned enough. I have backup. I can pay the education. So yeah, the funniest moment. Let me see. It is not a funny moment, okay? It's a disaster. I was so scared. I cried. Um, I filled the wrong oil. It was a Hilux, like a very expensive car. And no, sorry, not a Hilux, Ford Ranger, a newly bought Ford Ranger of someone, and in place of a diesel, I fueled petroleum. I did not fuel diesel, so it scared the hell out of me. I cried. I didn't know what to do. It was a disaster because I was a very fun employee. Every customer they loved me. We talked, we laughed, and even with that customer, I had a very pretty good conversation. We laughed and all, but I messed up his car, so he had to drain, and yeah, and obviously, it was cut off my salary. I had to pay for everything. So for that day, I cried, but the next day, me and my colleagues we laughed. They made so much fun out of me. They were teasing me so much that it didn't felt hot anymore. I was like, okay. They were like, chill. We have this is your first time. I had this situation already 5 times where I put the wrong oil in the wrong car. It's okay. But I took it very serious because it was someone, newly bought car. And another fun moment at the surface station was bikers. Bikers, the one that go on long roads, who have those very fancy type of bikes. They wear black like emos, all those gloves, sunglasses. They look very, geek. Um, the man came and he was like, he looked at me from toes to top and he was like, don't drop oil on my bike. Don't drop oil on my bike. I was like, can you do it yourself, please? And I batted my eyes. I said, can you do it yourself, please? Because I will cry if you yell at me. So he was like, okay, give me it. So he fueled his car himself. Sorry, his bike himself. What am I talking? Yes, he fueled his bike himself. I was like, thank you so much for saving my ass. Yeah, at that moment, it those moments, it really feels painful, like trembling, all that Asian, all that scaredness, everything. It's very scary. But once it is over, it turns into a funny moment. Then you can look back and laugh at the situation. And they sent me home immediately. They were like, you will not be able to complete your shift. Go inside. Finish your do all the routines you have to do to finish the shift and go home. Because I was trembling. It was scary. I was 16 years old, and someone came. The customer did not yell at me, but it was just scary. Because I knew what hard work means, what buying something for yourself means, and I ruined someone thing, a car he bought like a month ago, and I did that, so it was painful. But then the manager came and he also left. The next day he made joke out of it, and it was okay then. Yeah, I think those were my jobs, and the last job that I did in my country, I was working as a data processor, and I loved the job. I worked 6 months as inbound caller, and then 6 months as data processor. And I love the data processor more because it was work from home. But also the inbound calling was very fun, like customer service type of job. So I was working with diabetes patients. So they called, so I had to place orders for them. The insulin, the needles they needed, the Dexcom that they had to place on their hands to get the insulins on their body, the stickers, all the accessories and all. So that were also funny moments. So they were clients of the country Netherlands. And because Netherlands and Suriname, both countries speak Dutch. Because we were once a colony of Netherlands, so we have adapted their language. So that is our national language, Dutch. So it was so funny when a customer called, and obviously their accent and our accent is different. So he talked and he was like, "Your Dutch is dirty," and I'm like, "Wh- "What must I say now?" I'm like, "Okay, sir, I understand that. How can I help you?" After I completed the call, it was then lunchtime. I took my lunch break and I went in the break room, and then I talked with my colleagues. It was forbidden to talk about work related stuff, but I just talked about that topic. I was like, I had a customer and he said all accent is dirty. And someone said, I had someone like that. I think you had the same client I had. He was like you wanted someone with his accent. I'm like, well, I got your client and he calls my accent dirty also. He told me my Dutch is dirty. And we laughed, we laughed, we laughed, we laughed. I also placed a note because you can place note on customers their account. And I am like, I place a note when the customer says your Dutch is dirty, ignore it and just help further. He tells that to everyone. So the difference between Netherlands Dutch and Surinamese Dutch is like Netherlands they talk like this. Let me try. Hoe gaat het met je? And the Surinamese we speak like this. Hoe gaat het met je? So we don't put the hoe gaat het met jou? It is so cold here. Vind je dat niet? And we talk normal like it is so cold. It is so cold here. Vind je dat niet? That is the difference. We don't. I think Netherlands is a cold country, so maybe that's why their tongue is maybe thickened and they speak like this. "Hoe gaat het met jou?" A bit Surinamese, we are from a tropical country, so we speak normal. We don't force anything. It's how we speak. So in my ears, I don't find that we speak dirty or something, but since it is their language first and we speak it secondly, I think that is why they find our Dutch dirty. But when you see it, when you check the articulation, we are much better. We pronounce the wordings much better than them. So I don't know, because in my country we also joke. KFC. Oh my god, I just remember I also worked at KFC one day for one day. Oh my god, I did not know that you were not allowed to sit at KFC. I mean, the workers stand 8 hours long. You are not allowed to sit. I didn't sign up for that. So I worked for one day after the shift was over. You had to clean the kitchen and all. So we had soap water all over the floor, and I was walking and I slipped and fall at my first day. The next day I went there, I told them, I cannot do this. I am resigning. I cannot do this. Fast food workers, hats off to them. They work their asses off. I never knew that you were not allowed to sit as a fast food worker. You have to stand the entire shift as a fast food worker. Uh-uh. How did you do it? I worked one day at KFC and yeah, and they didn't pay me. I never got the one day salary. I didn't got the money for one day. No, I could not. It was were you allowed to sit? I was not allowed. And nobody is allowed, I think, to sit when they work in a fast food restaurant. Really sad. Mm, my legs hurted so much. I worked 8 hours that day, and there was someone who would pick you up and drop you at home because it was a night shift. So my shift was till 11 p.m. The man came at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. the man came to pick the workers to bring them home. And I wake up 5 a.m. to take my bath, dress up for school, have my breakfast, and go to the university. I have to take a bus. I was so tired at the university. I could not follow the classes. I was there like I was just staring at the PowerPoint screen, and I was like, I told my high school, my university bestie, like, make notes, okay? I will copy from you because I cannot focus. I need to sleep. It was hell. Oh my god. I did not get to experience that. My job was to pack food. So I had to fill the boxes. I had to fill the chicken, the fries. That was the first day, and as a first as a newcomer, you get to do the works the others don't want to do. So my last thing at night was cleaning the dustbin. So I had to wash the dustbin. I was so tired, and then I walked back inside after washing the dustbins, and then I slipped. It took one slip for my brain to connect, like my brain cells to connect and say, no, this will not work. This will not work. Hats off to you that you did it longer than me. Hats off. And I think if I would have stayed longer, I would also be at that side where the frying happened. But yeah, Working at KFC was just one day was enough to tell me, no, girl, no, this is not for you. Yeah, it was really, it is so big, and you have to go in. And I was so small. Like I was small. I looked like a 10-year-old when I was the age of 16. So I had to drop the dustbin. I had to drop it to lay down so I could go inside and scrub it with my hands. While the longer one, I was with another colleague, and he was a long man. So he just put his hand and brushed it. I had to drop my dustbin and literally crawl inside and brush it. It was like really the worst thing. No. they they showed no mercy for someone whose first day it was. They showed no mercy at all. They made me work my ass off that day. You know, I was so excited to get the job, but that one day taught me like, no, this is not for you. And now my last job that I'm currently doing is work from home, and it's easy. It's not easy, okay? It's also, you can say, exploitation of workers, but which job is not exploiting their workers? Every job is doing it. So, but I am happy that I can do it from home, and yeah, I don't have to go because the traffic in India is hell. So I'm happy that I don't have to go to any office in India. And this is not an Indian company's job; it's a German company's. It's a German company where I'm working, which I'm working for. So it's more reliable for me, and I get paid in European dollars. So yeah, I'm happy. The only problem is that it is project based. So when there is no projects, I don't work for certain months. But whenever there is a project, I earn good, like good to cover the months that I don't have any projects to work on. You once enjoyed yourself to get paid leave. But I do something like that. I don't know if at that age I would have done something like that, but I think now at this age I definitely would do so. I would definitely act that I'm very sick and I need days off. At this age I would do it. Hello, sweet little berry. No, thank you for the offer. It's your money. Spend your money wisely on yourself. I earn my own money and I am happy with whatever I earn. So thank you so much. Buy something for yourself or save your money. Trust me, the value of money is something I have learned from a very young age. So keep your money for yourself. You're very sweet. Thank you, though. Zuzu plant. I will have to search what that is. Let me switch on my light because it's getting dark. Mm, yeah, better. Where is my other? Let me search what an Isuzu plant is. Oh, like the car is Isuzu. Okay, got it, got it. No, no, you know you keep your job first. your I think nobody would want your job. So Adele, this is my bestie, and she is a OT technician. So she works as a surgery assistant, and she has to be available 24/7. So she is the real hard worker when it comes to me and her. No, your job of saving lives is amazing, but it's very hard. You don't even have a life sometimes. Very sad. But yeah, I love your job. It's amazing, but do it yourself. You don't need it. Thank you so much for the offer. No, the jokes aside, your job is pretty cool. I love your job. I love it, but I would never do it. You know, sometimes she just goes to bed, and after 10 minutes, she gets an emergency call to go to a job and enter the operation theater. She does not even get to sleep 8 hours a day most of the times, and yeah, when I pick a free day, I am free. But when she picks a free day, she is not free because she would still get a call on her free days to go and for emergency. And she is someone who cannot say no easily. So she will say yes because it's something that matters to her. Saving lives is a very important thing for her. So yeah, no, keep your job. Yeah, yeah, I want the money. Give me the money. Is that even a question to ask? Give me the money right now. Yo, I will sound like a hypocrite. Someone was offering me money in the previous comment, and I was like motivating them, like, keep your money for yourself, buy something for yourself. I don't want your money. I earn my own money. And now my best friend is offering me her money, and I'm like, yes, give it to me. Give all to me. I'm also working as a mechanic, so it's extra work for me. I don't have 3 days at all. It's hard being an adult. Old people make it look cool. Now it feels like so. Your job and my best friend's job is kind of similar. You operate on mechanical things, and she operates on humans. You are basically a mechanical surgeon. But since you say the money is worth it, then that's a great thing. I think nobody is happy with their job. I think nobody wants to work, but we have no choice because the world runs on money. Even law runs on money. I mean, it's so hard to find for men. It is very hard to find a woman if they are not employed. But now the world is changing. Now working men, they want a working woman. So I would say nothing is more important than money now. In India, for example, here it is important for the men to work and the woman to sit at home and do the household chores. But I have recently saw a news article where the boy's family, they rejected the girl because the girl does not want to work after marriage. So they rejected her, and I found that I agreed with the decision. I found it a valid decision. Like, yeah, if the guy needs to work, the woman also needs to work. But but then the guy also needs to do the household chores. You guys have to also. If she sweeps the floor, then you wash the dishes. If she cooks, then you wash the clothes. That that also needs to be in consideration. Not that I want a working wife, but the working wife has to be a housewife also. She has to do both. Then no. Mm-mm. I'm glad that I could have made your day a bit better. So enjoy your working hours and have a nice shift for the rest of the day. Bye. So I think I have spoken enough for today, and I see that it is a 50-50 vote here. 50% of the people think like 12. I have 12 votes, and 6 votes says yes, and the other 6 says no. So is there such a thing as an easy job? For some people, yes. For some people, no. We will never know. But if I have to give my opinion, is there such thing as an easy job? I would choose no. No, there is not such thing as an easy job. So with this, I am ending the live, and whoever is going to watch this afterwards, I hope that you enjoy everything I said and also some of the comments I read aloud. I'm tired. I'm going back to work. So since my token break is over, I will have to go back to work and the money is the dinero. So bye. Thank you for joining the live, everyone who did, and everyone who will be watching this afterwards. Enjoy it. Bye.